Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm not going to introduce myself. I don't think that is important. I do, however, want to talk to you guys about something today. Right, so let's just get straight to it. So, an episode was loaded yesterday. Yesterday, the date was the 1st of August. I think it's episode 375, if I'm not mistaken. But it was a very nice episode. I really enjoyed it. It was really funny. I do, however, want to comment on, the saga that is going on online about, Dineo, Ranaka and Saul Phenduka, that he literally has to lift his hand up before he speaks, and Dineo, literally ignores him. So, I think I've said this before, that Dineo, Ranaka and Saul Phenduka, guys, it's not a puzzle. It's not a matching puzzle, guys. They do not work together. Whoever made that decision of bringing them together, now that I think about it, they didn't make a mistake. I've said previously that I think they made a mistake. That person should be fired. I don't think so. I think that was a great move. I think that was a great move because I think the focus was bringing in the numbers. So they knew that if they bring Saul to radio, to Kaya, on the morning breakfast, they would be taking, viewers from the podcast and chill to Kaya. So that was exactly the aim. I think it was not necessarily because they thought that, because that they would gel together. I think, if they didn't know, that was not the objective. The objective was not for them to gel, right? And of course, whoever made that decision knows the history. They know how Dineo feels about Saul, but they decide to put them together anyway. I think that was $1 million move because they were focused on the numbers. They knew that, people are going to be interested to hear how they work together. What they say about bad publicity, good publicity? Bad publicity can be a good thing. So I think all this thing of Saul having to lift up his hand when he speaks, it's a bad thing, yes, but it works for them in terms of numbers because even I myself haven't watched or listened to the breakfast show since the second episode, the second session that they had, because I just lost interest. But now I want to go back and see. I want to go back now and watch and see that Saul has to really lift up his hand when he speaks and completely be ignored by Dineo. Dineo is a very strong character. She's a very strong character. That's why I said that him and Saul could never gel. It was not coming from a malicious point of view. It was just coming from a business point of view where you look at circumstances and you don't see this working. It's not a good team when you're setting people together. However, whoever made that decision, they were not focusing on whether or not they gel. They wanted numbers, and guess what? They're meeting the objective. They're getting the numbers, and that is the most important thing. And also, you know what, you guys, Saul, I've said this before, I made an example with a burger and a gherkin, right? A gherkin, I'm going to repeat this again. A gherkin is nice when you eat it inside the burger, right? You enjoy it because it makes sense, it gels together, right? The minute that you eat a gherkin alone, it doesn't taste so nice, right? Some people may love the taste, but it tastes better when it's in the burger. Same applies to the burger. Of course, you can eat the burger alone without the gherkin, but the gherkin does bring that nice flavor when it's gelled together. So that is how I feel about MAcG and Saul, that MAcG brings out the best in Saul. They're literally partners there. They are partners. Yes, Saul is a co-host, but he doesn't feel like a co-host when he's working with MAcG. He feels like a partner. It's a partnership, right? That is why I applaud MAcG so much. He has great leadership skills, that he may be a leader that is willing to follow, right? And he lets his people lead. So you won't feel like Saul is leading the podcast and chill, like in terms of conversation, right? Because he's always like holding the conversation, right? But MAcG is actually the one that is leading it because he's allowing it to happen. He gives him that platform to shine. I've said this before. So, if you cannot expect Saul to deliver the same energy when he's outside the podcast and chill, it's not going to happen anyway. They tried it with that TV show that he has. I don't know what happened to it. It didn't work. Now they're trying it with the breakfast show at Kai FM. It's not working. So I honestly think that, Saul is not yet ready to branch out. He will at some point. He has to. He can branch out in terms of, gigging, DJing and other things and hosting parties. But I don't think he's ready to branch out yet. I know he needs to secure the bag. But this is really bad reputation for him, having to be failing, everywhere. I don't think it's even a matter of, Dineo not allowing him to speak, right? Even if he does speak, but then he's not going to bring the same energy that he's bringing when he's at the podcast and chill. And that is not a good reputation for him because we already know him as the Saul that he is on the podcast and chill. So I really think that, Saul just needs to, as much as he wants to secure the bag, I think there's a time for everything. But right now, I don't think that he is ready. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. You tell me what you think. Remember, these are just my personal views. I may be wrong, but you come back and tell me, right? And then again, I was listening to the podcast and chill. Like I said, it was really, really nice. I enjoyed the episode. However, there were comments that they made about Utadu Jeff Khadebe, which are not so nice comments. I know it was something, what they said, it was something that was already published in 2019, right? In an article, right? Now they are bringing it back now, right? So remember, guys, Utadu Jeff Khadebe has children. He has grandchildren that are at school, right? So now, guys, he needs to now explain to his grandchildren what was MAcG and Saul talking about. He needs to explain that. And of course, they're going to want to go Google this. He can't even say, no, those are all lies. They will have to go and they will, obviously, kids are curious, especially kids of today. They have access to the internet. They will have to now go Google this article and read it. And then they're going to come back with grandpa. Grandpa needs to now explain, like, what were you doing? What is this? And of course, there are now kids involved which go to school. And guys, there's bullies. They were talking about bullies on this last episode. The episode of the yesterday's episode of the 1st of August. So we're talking about people being bullied, at school, how they experienced bullies, how it wasn't nice. But, now they're going to put Jeff Khadebe's grandchildren, through that, because kids can be savage at school sometimes. They can be very savage. And then now, guys, our words, sometimes they have consequences. I just wish that, the podcast and show, as much as, they want to be controversial, but if they can maybe think about the things that they say sometimes, because it just doesn't affect, I know to them it's about politics, nobody's sponsoring them. For me, it feels like that now. It feels like, okay, the government is not sponsoring us, so we're going to go after them. It may not be intentional, but it seems like that to me, that, okay, the government doesn't want to sponsor us, so we're going to go after them, right? By exposing all these things. But now it's no longer about, them. They're like these that are in these positions. If you're exposing Utadu Jeff Khatebo, Melusika Ukikaba, they have kids that are in school. This is going to be out there. These kids are going to see this. They're going to be teased at school. because of their parents' actions, something that they wouldn't have known if the podcast and Shell didn't bring it up on surface, you guys. So I'm just worried about the kids. That's all. I don't think that it's really, really fair. I don't think it was necessary for them to share that. They could have shared it but not mention, maybe say Jeff and not Khadebe. It was really unnecessary, you guys. It was really, really unnecessary. It was petty for me. It was really, really petty. So, okay, say they are controversial. They want to be controversial. They want to be known for that. Okay, that's fine. So can we please just take... I remember MAcG had an interview, right, in one of the stations, right? One of the stations. And there he was being asked questions, right? And it's not like he didn't want to answer the questions, but he was like, okay, you want to ask me about the negative stuff, ask me about the positive stuff as well, right? The news, the articles that report things about me and my podcast, can they also just report on the positive things, the good things that I do, and not just the negatives that I do? I feel like he's doing the opposite of what he was saying there, of what he always preaches. That, people mustn't just focus on the negative. All right, if you want to be controversial, fine, be controversial about Udadu Jeff Khadebe and Udadu Melusi Kikaba, but at the same time, share the good things as well. Yeah, but the same way that you want, you now reciprocate that, show the media, but this is how it's supposed to be done. Because really, you can't be complaining about people, sharing negative things about you and not focusing on the good things as well. But yet, you are not doing the same thing. So if you want to share about the politicians or whoever, also say the good things that they're doing as well. I mean, it's only fair if you do it that way. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much. I feel like I was just mumbling through, because I felt like I had like so much to say. Maybe I need to start taking notes, right? And be like, right? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Thank you so much for the love and support. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, share, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. And we are 5 to 100, guys. I told you what I'm going to do. I'm so excited. I'm only going to do it on a Saturday though, right? It's going to be a party, honey, here on this channel. All right, so let's get there, guys. We're doing so well, actually. We are doing so well. We are slow on subscriptions, but that's fine. I mean, I want it to be like a natural thing. Thank you so much, you guys, for your support. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. Okay, see you next time. Love you. Mwah. Oh, and don't forget to watch Are You Ready? Are You Ready to Love? The first episode played on the 29th. It was great. I enjoyed it. The bells, you guys, they're also out. Don't forget to watch. We will be commenting on them very soon. Okay, love you guys. Mwah.